I'd like to start off before we give the official introduction. Alba here at High Desert Voices. Just want to give a huge shout out to the board for giving us the board at Western Colorado Writers Forum that gives us creative freedom to kind of branch out a little bit into what we're calling literary gripes, right? Get on here and complain. Also, huge shout out to Christy, the brains of the operation, the smarticle particle that keeps things running. And from there, she's got the introduction for us today.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We are doing What You Readin' today. We're talking about what we have been reading lately. Just briefly overview it, and, at the end, we might talk about some things that really grind our gears about literature. So I'm here with Jim Van Pelt, who is a member of the Western Colorado Writers Forum board, and John Saluk, who is also a member of the board. You don't have a position on the board, do you? Or are you just
Not
member at large?
officially, no.
Okay, good. If you were the secretary, I wanted to say that.
I think I'm officially the bookkeeper. That's it.
Oh, you're the bookkeeper. Hey, that's important.
That is important.
It's important.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to start. Alba, do you want to start us off? What you've been reading?
Sure. Yeah, I have been feeling like lately I need an easy read. You know, nothing too dense because of some other history stuff we've been reading. So I started what's free or on my Kindle Unlimited, whatever I have going on right now. And this book I came across called You and Me and Italy. And I should have known from the start what I was getting myself into because of the title, right? I was like, I like to get into some culture, some culture-y stuff, food, and it kind of drew me in with all of the different dishes that the writer was talking about. I guess you have like a shot of limoncello to cleanse the palate.
Wait, is this like a book about Italian food?
I got more interested in it, and I actually finished it because I was so interested in the food.
Okay.
Honestly, the storyline was just so, I think something's going to happen right now. I think that they're going to start dating or something. It's about this girl who won a free trip to Italy, and she's out there with her friends, and she meets some guys, right? But it was very slow. Luckily, the food part got me through it. I was like, man, I have so many cool things I have to try now in Italy. But yeah, especially, I don't drink, but, I need a limoncello shot to cleanse my Italian palate, right?
When in Rome.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that was one of the last books I read. Kind of disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. I just was waiting. I was waiting for something to happen, and nothing really happened.
But a lot of good food was eaten.
A lot of good food was eaten, and she explained she was very descriptive of the, environment and stuff. So that was kind of, okay.
All right,
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Well, fun, maybe it was eventually going to be fun, but you had a good time anyway.
Yeah, it was fine. It was fine. Not every book you read is going to be your next new favorite book. So.
Yeah, true. Jim, what you been reading?
Mostly I've been reading books on writing. I wrote an article for the blog for Western Colorado Writers Forum about books on writing, and so it just made me want to read them again. It's sort of like going through old photographs or something. You start. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So I brought a couple of those, but I did want to talk about a new fiction piece. This is The Naturalist Society by Carrie Vaughn. Carrie was a New York Times bestselling author of the Kitty Norvell series, Kitty in the Midnight Hour, about a werewolf who ran a midnight talk show specializing in problems of the supernaturally gifted.
Immediately love it.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
Right away.
It's a great book. And I was in love with it because her werewolf is named Kitty, which just cracks me up on
I just love this.
so many levels. At any rate, I've known Carrie for a long time, so I'm reading someone who I'm friends with, and so I hear her voice in everything she writes. The Naturalist Society, which is her latest book, creates a new magic system for it. It's called Arcane Taxonomy, and it involves people who are gifted in arcane taxonomy can get powers from the natural world depending upon what they're studying. So anything that happens in the natural world, whether animals, earthquakes, all kinds of stuff, I think. Anything that has power in it, the arcane taxonomists can
channel that?
Yeah, use that power and in smaller doses, right? And it's a cool magic system. I like it a lot.
That's
But,
a lot of work that goes into creating a whole new magic system, right? Because there's
Oh yeah,
so many.
total world building
Yeah.
from the beginning, but it also leans into the things that Carrie likes a lot because it takes place in the 1880s. She's a big time birder, and there's an awful lot about birds and birding in this.
Good, I love it.
And the plot starts with, in the 1880s, the only people that are allowed to train in arcane taxonomy are men. But our main character, Beth Stanley, is in trouble because her husband, a well-known arcane taxonomist, has died, and she's been doing all his work her whole life, their whole relationship. He had no skill at all, but all her papers, all his papers she wrote, all the discoveries she discovered, and now...
And they slapped his name on it because he was the legal front.
And she was a part of this, but now she has to make her way. And it's a very cool book. It's about a lot of other characters too. It's LGBTQ friendly. In the 1880s, this would be a different issue.
Sure.
But that's not, I mean, that's not its focus. I just say it's wide ranging and its appeals. And Carrie is just a beautiful stylist, and she can tell a story. She structures a story really well. So I'm liking it quite a bit. I brought what I was reading, not what I'd finished. So I don't know what I'm going to think at the end because I'm only about a third of the way through it.
That's right. I do that all the time. We were talking the first time we did this, what you're reading. I had like 9 books that I was like 90% of the way through. It's like, oh,
Wow.
like 10, 12, maybe 5 the next time that I was still
Yeah, like you're a
saving the
parallel processor of books,
Yes.
and you're afraid of the monster at the end, apparently.
Ooh, maybe.
I brought 2 other books. Just want to mention them because I said I was reading a lot of non-fiction.
Yeah, talk about it. Talk about them as much as you like.
Well, this one I haven't even started. I'm really excited to read it. The first one's called Light the Dark, Writers on Creativity, Inspiration, and the Artistic Process. It's edited by Joe Fassler. And it's a bunch of different authors talking about their creative process or how they get inspired or how they go about creating their works. He lists on the cover, I'm only that far through it, Stephen King, Elizabeth Gilbert, Amy Tan, Roxane Gray, Neil Gaiman, Marilyn Robinson, Michael Chabon.
Wow.
Just a whole host. And this is the kind of book I like a lot. This is, The Habits of the Masters, I think is interesting.
Cool.
And the other one is a classic in writing books, which I had never read. This is the 10th anniversary edition, the updated and expanded How Fiction Works by James Wood. And it just came to me highly recommended. I think I heard about it on NPR. So I go, the writing book I don't know about, I went out and bought it.
Heck yeah, because you did a workshop on writing recently, right?
I
And
did.
so
I really like the size of this book. I don't know why. Like, look how
just, like,
cute it
busy
is. It's
hand,
how fiction
cute
works.
color.
It's like basically colored with like, I don't know. There's something
Yeah.
very appealing about.
Aesthetic.
It's
The-
almost pocket size.
Yeah, it's almost pocket size, like a purse size.
Yeah.
Like I could fit it in my tiny purse. Anyway, speaking of lit gripes, we can also have lit nice things.
Oh, good.
Definitely.
Nice things.
Definitely.
John Saluk, what would you like to tell us about as far as reading goes?
I just went to Comic-Con last week, and I picked up a book called Alpacalypse, like the
okay.
alpaca.
Yeah.
Is a anthology of short stories. So it's nice bite-sized pieces. That's kind of where I am for reading and writing right now. Just something that's only 7 to 12 pages long. It's nice, bite-sized. You can get through an entire thing without ending at a cliffhanger and at 10 o'clock at night going, oh, what happens? I have to start reading the next chapter.
Yeah, it's like a quick hit.
So I like the literary style. It doesn't go deep into technical terms either for some of the stories.
Okay.
So
it is like science fiction?
some of them are, yes.
Okay.
The first story is, I don't know how in depth I have to go, but
As much as you want.
the first story is about somebody who wants to go on a fishing trip back in, let's see here, 150 million BC.
Wow.
So-
Okay.
So obviously there's a lot of science fiction in there and
make
a
up
lot
a
of
lot.
stretching the imagination, but it doesn't go too in depth into like 100 different dinosaur species that you have to pronounce,
Okay.
or the techniques of
I see
how
what
the
you're
computer
saying.
works. And he, on his fishing trip, I think he only describes like the rod and the hook. So it's there's no in-depth description that you have to really invest in. You're more just following a character on the story and following his frustration on his vacation.
Okay, so it's not like claggy and weighed down by all these
Right.
things.
I think you'd have to tie a really big fly if you're going to go back to that area. Really.
The hook is about the size of his hand. So
Okay, all right.
Okay, so
Makes sense.
like what? I'm so curious. What is he fishing for? Like a
he
specific
mentioned
thing?
he mentions the specific fish he's looking for. It's like 30 feet long, but it gets taken by a crocodile, or the crocodile
Interesting.
ancestor, right as he's reeling it in. So he almost gets it. It's the one that got away.
I like that. I like that it's just like this very common style of story. It's like a fisherman's story. It's just the setting and like the time period is what makes it science fiction.
That's cool. It kind of reminds me of a show on Netflix. It's called Love, Death, and Robots. Have you seen that?
I have it on my watch list.
Have you? Yeah, it's similar thing. Different animators kind of collab to create a season of shows. It's super trippy. It sounds like very kind of similar to that reading style.
Yes,
I think I
it's
watched a couple episodes
you?
of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
it's a little bit of action, adventure, sci-fi, and so far a little bit of satirical humor in it as well as with all the stories I've read out of it so far.
Very cool.
Single author or mixed?
Anthology, so multiple authors.
Cool, great. I guess that leaves me. I finished reading Home of the Happy by Jordan Lahaye Fontenot. She is the editor of a magazine that I write for in Louisiana, and she just released her first book. And I read it, and it's about a murder that happened in her family. So it's a true story. Her great-grandfather got murdered before she was born. And it had all kinds of crazy effects on her family and the investigation. And basically, the book is about Jordan herself kind of sleuthing the details, realizing that certain things didn't add up in the case and with the police and with all the details involved. And she tries to get to the bottom of it at the odds of her family, too. Like, it's a very interesting story. I liked it a lot. She does mention that the audiobook version, like the voice actor, had some funny accent portrayals of Cajun people.
Nice. Yikes. Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, like, that didn't stop me too much. I
Yeah.
did listen to it on audiobook, and I giggled a couple times at the accent portrayals. But either way, great book. I liked it.
Yeah, that's cool. It sounds like, have you seen there's people that are really interested in true crime, and so they dive deep and are like, this is what happened, and then they end up solving things?
Yeah,
Isn't that
yeah, I
cool?
love it. I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
And in the process of writing her book, she ended up, like, the guy they had put away for this has maintained his innocence the entire time, and
Aw.
had been, like, he had a lawyer trying to get him out, and she ended up testifying with the facts that she had
Because she
dug
had
up.
so much.
Yeah,
dug up,
she was like the one who knew the most about the case at that time period. So she, like, in front of her family, in front of the convicted guy's family too. Like, it was tense. It was a good story. I really liked it. The other one I have just started to read was Troubled Trails by Bob Silbernagel, who we interviewed earlier today. And it's about basically the Ute tribe got kicked out of Colorado after the Meeker affair. He calls it the Meeker affair versus the Meeker massacre. And he notes that the massacre, a massacre is between two groups of people, like one is armed and one is not armed. But that was not the case here. So he calls it the Meeker affair. But the book centers around the trails that the Ute used to both keep track of the soldiers who were pursuing them and the trails they used to get around western Colorado, which some of which have been lost to history. So it was really cool. I can't wait to finish reading it.
Definitely. I started reading the Cadots, which I thought was
Oh.
Cadeau because it was
Yeah, it's
French,
French.
but it was Englishified, as they say, right?
Uh-huh.
And one thing that stuck out there was the name of his wife, what now is Madeline, right? I think it was something different. Ikwe Sewe. Isn't that the coolest name? Ikwe Sewe, like, yeah, just hanging out with Ikwe Sewe. Like, what? That's awesome. And I think was it Comb? I don't think I'm saying it right. Combs for a group of trees. Have you guys heard that before?
No.
No.
He uses it multiple times.
In the Cadots?
Yeah, in the.
And this is we're talking about Bob Silbernagel's book,
Yes.
The Cadots.
Let me see if I can find it. Group of trees. I tried to highlight it in there, but it's not. Cops. Does that sound right?
No, I mean.
A copse
Yeah,
is a
copse,
small, thick copse.
COPSE, I think. Copse.
Oh yeah, I would say it cops too, but
I
it's
do.
a copse.
Copse? Yeah, I do find myself going back to my first language was Spanish, and I'm like, no, it doesn't affect like any. I'm like, I was trying to.
I think it probably does.
I was trying to pronounce his name earlier, Bob Nagel.
I hope I didn't say
And I
it
was
wrong.
Like, oh no! But yeah, that's pretty cool. Just learning new stuff. But...
Yeah, I always love a word that is a group of something. Like
Yes.
I like learning. There's so many.
Oh yeah, like groups of like different animals.
Yeah, like
There's some funny ones out there.
Yeah.
Like two ravens is attempted murder.
Attempted murder. No, I thought it was crows.
Probably crows.
I think it's
Yeah.
crows.
Crows.
But ravens are
probably
like
different
kind of
than
more
something
ominous.
else.
They're in the same boat of ominous, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Just as ominous.
The Raven Nevermore.
Which one's the big one? Is it a crow or a raven? You would-
Raven.
Raven's a little larger,
Okay.
oftentimes.
I knew there was a big one.
Let's see, dolphins are pod. Donkeys are a drove. Foxes are a skulk or leash.
So you
I
have to
would never-
drive a drove of donkeys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hippopotami, a bloat.
Hippopotami.
A bloat.
Is it really?
Is it?
No, it's not. What website is this?
Manatees, an aggregation. See, there's so. I'm with you. There's a lot there. There's a lot you could do an episode just on the cool words that we found in books.
A bloat. There's no way that's real.
The internet never lies, and you know that.
I unfortunately know otherwise. But
Everything you see online is real. Right?
so let's talk about our gripes. So what really grinds your gears, Jim, about literature in general or even specific? Just don't get too specific.
You want me to name names?
Don't name names
mean,
that are
Name
close
names.
to us.
Yeah, unless they're really famous, sure, we can
Right.
pick on them. But go ahead.
No, I wouldn't name names. That's terrible. That'd be awful. I
Jim
have
likes to
a
talk
general
trash.
gripe that's just me. It has nothing to do with literature, I don't believe. It's just aging as a writer and a reader, is that I used to be able to read everything nonstop. I couldn't put a book down. I would stay awake till dawn finishing a book all the time. And now it's just harder and harder for me to fall into that secondary world of the book. So I don't think that is any fault with writers. It may be that I've read so much that I'm just in an editing mode all the time. So I really
like
love
work.
it. I just truly love it when I find a book that I just fall into it and I just read and read and read. And that doesn't happen enough for me. But I did have two specific gripes because they catch me all the time. It's a couple of speech mannerisms that a lot of authors overuse. I see this in television shows too. I hate it when a character says, "Trust me." I just lose it. Because
When a character, not the writer.
when a
Okay.
character says, "Trust me," because it implies that they do a lot of things that you shouldn't trust, right? Trust me on this.
It's like
And
Aladdin.
Also, it's just
Do you trust me?
yeah, it's I don't know. It's just easy language, and easy language bothers me. And the other one is a character who says, "I promise," for things they can't promise. So it's the police officer says to the little kid, "I promise we'll find your missing mother."
I promise you won't die.
Yeah, I promise. you won't die.
And of course,
Right.
that's giving you a note for later that the mom's probably gonna die, right?
Well, no, a lot of times they carry through with them, but I just don't like the idea of promising something that you can't promise.
Sure.
I promise that you're not going to die. the doctor that says that.
I will never die.
It kind of reminds me of. Are you a fan of Wicked at all?
Yes.
Have you
Yeah.
seen it? I'm trying to think of their names now. The princess is telling the witch. Can't even think of it. What are their names?
You're doing fine.
Anyway, she tells her, he's like, oh my gosh, you're green. And she's like, yeah, I'm green. She's like, when I get superpowers, I will fix this for you. And she's like, first of all, doesn't know if she's going to get superpowers, doesn't know if that's a thing. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing for promising to fix her skin after she gets superpowers. That's what that feels like, is like, what's really happening here? And she calls it out too. She's like, so you are promising to fix something with something you don't have. Got it.
Yep.
Is that kind of...
Digging deep into that
Yeah,
definition.
That would do it.
Yeah.
Although mostly I just seize up on things when you promise things that aren't deliverable, right? Like I can promise pretty much that I'm going to be at my wife's next birthday, right? Within all my powers, there's a good chance I'm going to be there, but I can't promise that she's going to win a lottery, right? It's unpromisable.
Right.
So it's a stupid thing. Most, I think, the pet peeves are stupid. I worked with a professor at UC Davis who ran the literary magazine for the University of California for years and years and years, and he had just pet peeves when he was reading. Like he hated any story that began with somebody waking up.
Oh, that's kind of
Okay.
legit though.
Very opinionated.
He didn't like stories where it started with people looking out windows. So I know, people have lists of things.
You know what's weird though? I feel like maybe in the writing world or in the editorial world, it's good for you to have opinions that are so strong like that, because you become more of an icon that way. You know what I mean? Like I think about like the shows where you're the judge, right? As an editor, you're kind of the judge of the, it's like, oh, we know that this is a really hard, difficult judge, right? But you want to try so hard to get a good opinion from them. I feel like that's kind of, you feel like they're trying to do that, where they're trying to be like, oh no, I don't do this because of this. Like I wouldn't edit this.
Every time I hear it, it sounds like it's coming out of kind of literary exhaustion.
Okay.
They've been reading too long, and they just feel like, I can't do this again. Kind of stuff.
Can't read the same.
Rather than just trying to be a pill about it.
Sure.
Sure, I think there's some middle ground somewhere where because I think a lot of writing is about taste. Like, you do have to kind of develop a taste, right? Like, and in developing your own voice, you are developing what you like and what you don't like.
Sure.
To a degree. But yeah, if you're an editor, I see how it could get.
My favorite acceptances of stories I've sold have been to editors who wrote in the acceptance letter, I don't generally take stories like this, but I like yours.
Oh,
So that's happened to me a couple times.
okay.
And I go, well, it just means that
Heck yeah.
when an editor says, I don't want to see any end of the world Adam and Eve stories, and that you just think, yeah, but you haven't seen mine.
Right. Right. Well, I'm glad it works for you. I'm glad you're right about that.
Well, work for
Sometimes
everybody.
if you can pull it off.
I want to email that guy though and get a list of his gripes for this.
Oh, I wish you could.
Oh, I can't.
It's like the people who try to do the common story format or the hero story format, and they just say, well, I could do it better. I just had to put this character into the format or add this over here, but it's still the same format of the story. Some people just get tired of the same format over and over again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're following the formula really tightly to somebody that knows the formula, and they just go, okay, next they're gonna deny the journey. Now they're gonna find a
Now,
sage.
now the wise man comes in and teaches them. It's just like Star Wars, only they have
And Lion
laser
King.
pistols instead of laser guns. It's
Right. It's a long enough and complicated enough formula that you hope that you've got your reader hooked before they see that you're manipulating them. Or you're just
basic.
guiding them down a path that they know the steps, but
Like you have been here before.
right, they're going to get down there anyways. It's okay. So, I think good editors and good readers, good editors and good writers can pull off anything. Right? So, yeah, a writer can break all the rules if they really know what they're doing.
Right.
Right? Or if the reader gets all the way to the end and love the effect of it, then it worked, right? The magic worked.
Ta-da! And you're quite good at it.
There was a class at the library, I think partially for the Western Colorado Writers Forum, talking about grammar and how you really have to know the rules of grammar before you can effectively break them and have emphasis or have it be a powerful thing. So if you're just bad writer, bad grammar, people are going to know, but if you know all the rules and you purposely break them to make a point, then that's completely different.
Yeah, you break them in a meaningful way with a reason to do so or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Alba, do you have lit gripes?
I've been trying to think. Come back to me.
Okay. All right, John, did you come with any?
I hate long sentences that are like 5 lines long in the book.
Me too.
It's like, get to the point. By the time I get to the end of the sentence, I forget what the beginning is. What are you describing here? Are you describing the place they're at? Are you describing the attitude that he's getting from looking at the place? What are you describing here?
Yeah, like, where are we?
Yeah,
Like, by the time five lines go by, you're like, huh?
I understand description. I understand being concise, but you have to try and mix those two together. Grammar's a really big one. I've taken English a number of times, too many times. So I've gotten the grammar and spelling down. When you use we're, we are, and were, and
Thank you.
it's like there, and there. Just get them right.
Yes.
And I'm noticing a lot more of those, especially with self-publications or people who don't go through an editor. And it's like you went through all the trouble of publishing a book, and it's a children's book, but it has like 5 errors on the first page of just spelling.
Yeah.
Just give it to your best friend to look
Literally
over
anybody,
first.
any second pair of eyes.
Yes, give it to a second and third pair of eyes.
Yeah.
And I like most of the books that come out that way, but you still have to go through some of the basic process, especially if you're going through children's books or adolescents.
I never
And you're
thought about typos in a children's book and how much more impactful that would be.
Yeah.
It
Like,
is.
they remember.
It's devastating to me. It's
Oh
like,
my
yeah.
gosh.
To put them on the wrong train for life. Like, if they don't have their where and where's correct, or where's, they're theirs.
I have to say, I love a beautifully crafted long sentence.
Fight.
I mean, when
fight.
I read it, it's like anything else, it has to work.
Right.
And if it works, I reread Lord of the Rings probably once a year. And every first chapter, or every first paragraph in a chapter, will contain something long in it. And they're beautiful to read out loud. They just lead you to this lovely place or scary place or tense place. So I really like it when it works.
When it works.
Good counterpoint. And it is really hard to craft and chisel a 5-line single sentence that works.
Yeah, when you have more than 5 commas in a sentence and it's not a list of something, there's something wrong with the
There
sentence.
has to be some kind of music to it, right? Like for it to sound good when you say it out loud too.
When I read Ray Bradbury could do a really long sentence filled with similes and metaphors all the way through, and I never get lost. And I get to the end of it, and I want to start over again and go, how'd you do that? That was...
Yeah.
Because you read it out loud, and you go, wow, that was awesome.
Yeah, there are some Ray Bradbury sentences that are just like stuck in my brain because of that.
I need to show
It's
you
just so
a video. Somebody made a song about the Lord of the Rings and how they do a lot of walking. And I'll probably post it online after this too. But it's hard. Lord of the Rings is a hard one for me. I think just the movies. I'm like, man.
You can't get through the movies?
This big old baby just sitting here crying about the ring is so much work, but he's crying about it, but he's going, but he's crying about it.
I mean,
I have a hard time, but it's not for everybody. I have a short attention span, and I've come to terms with that a little bit.
No, I think that all of editorial criticism is often based on your virtue is your vice. So the thing that I love about Lord of the Rings, it sounds like the thing that bugs you about Lord of the Rings. For me, when I was getting to the end of the 3rd book...
To be fair, I haven't read them.
Oh, well
Yeah.
then. But
I have homework.
by the time I got to the last third of the last book, I was crying inside the whole time because it was going to end. I'm reaching the end.
Yeah.
And and I knew there was no sequel to this. It's Lord of the Rings. So.
Aww. Aww.
I was sad.
You know, we're all sad for a moment. Yeah. I guess it's not really a literary gripe. It's more of a personal problem that I have where maybe I reach out to and try to read something that's maybe out of my scope a little bit, and then I have to, you know, the books aren't written towards a general audience. Maybe they're written for a niche group of people that know all the vocabulary.
Fan fiction.
I'm finding myself, Googling this word every single, and I feel like I have like good grasp on English. Just like, man, like what are they taught? Like, and then you have to do research in order to understand what is being said here. Like I can do that a few times here and there, but it feels like sometimes I'm like, man, I cannot. This is not for the general audience. I am not a scientist. I am not a politician or, you know, philosopher or whatever it is. So I feel like maybe I need to do some vocabulary lessons or something. But yeah, it just keeps me away from being more interested. I want to be more open-minded, but man, I think especially in Spanish, because I'm trying to read in Spanish. Picking the difficulty level there is hard because I'm constantly like, oh shoot, like I know Spanish, but I don't speak to enough Spanish-speaking people to where I could just know.
Have that broad vocabulary and stuff.
Maybe my gripe is that the ratings for books could be easier. Maybe education level, or no, maybe not education level. Get into the.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if it's written by a scientist, I feel like it's gonna take me a while.
You're gonna know. Yeah, I guess maybe I should do some more research on the writer a little bit.
Okay, that's a good gripe. I mean, I felt that I struggled through a recent book that I read called The Master and His Emissary. It's a book about the human brain that was written, I don't know, maybe 30 years ago. Oh my God. I got stuck somewhere in the middle of it. I really want to know everything that book has to tell me, but I think it's above my head.
It's just work, I think. You feel like you're back at school a little bit instead of... I also think there should be ratings on books. I feel like how movies are rated, PG-13, 18, general audience would be good, even difficulties aside. I feel like that would be super nice.
Do you get triggered or you stumble into a scene you wish you hadn't read?
Yeah, like, cause I'll tell, let's say it's a church friend, like church lady, I've been reading this book and it's so good. And then halfway through I'm like, oh my God.
Oh no.
I recommended this book to this lady who would very obviously never read it, but I'm such a yapper, I'll just share like what I'm doing every day. It would be nice to know what I'm reading before I read all the way through it.
Sure.
You can do that now, looking up online and stuff. But
yeah.
A lot of times the back of the book will give you a clue. Like, if you love Jason Bourne and SpongeBob SquarePants, this is the book.
Oh my gosh, I need to know what book you're talking about. I need that in my life.
But you're right,
That's
you
true,
don't know. Like, I find it, reading a slush pile is like walking into an unmarked minefield.
You say slush pile?
When you're reading for acquiring stories for an anthology.
Oh,
so
sure.
The stuff people have sent in.
Sure.
A massive amount of works.
Right. And maybe somebody is a really hardcore horror writer. And that's the story they sent you.
Yeah.
And you don't know it. And you're partway through the story before you realize it's about a zombie who can't stop eating babies.
Oh my gosh.
And it's told from the zombie's point of view. And you're just going, oh.
Trigger warning would have been
is-
nice.
I don't know. You can stop reading at any point. It's not quite the same. Like, this is, I don't know, political or not, it's vaguely political. The two horrific killings of the last 3 weeks. The woman who was stabbed to death on a
Oh my gosh,
train,
on the train.
subway,
Yeah.
on a train, and the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Without knowing it, I wouldn't have sought it out. I saw the unedited version of both.
Oh
It's crazy.
gosh.
And they don't censor any of it. They just show you the lady being stabbed or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
And then
So terrible.
it's scary. It would be nice to. They used to do blurred front video on the video. You guys
Uh-huh.
They
remember that?
always did that. I'd never
And
seen
then all of a
two
sudden,
like
it's
that.
not happening anymore.
Unless
I
you
don't know if-
rented Faces of Death in the, 1990s or
Oh,
whatever.
God, I had friends. that-
Right? You generally don't see that. You didn't expect to see that as a real thing, and it just showed up.
And it's
Yeah.
everywhere.
Real on,
It's everywhere.
Facebook.
Oh, it was a reel?
yeah.
Oh.
So it just started, because I'm clicking through the reels, because I kill a lot of time watching reels. And
As we all do.
all of a sudden, there it is. And it's too late. I've seen
Yeah.
it. I can't wipe it out of my head. I
Yuck.
don't know that,
Oh, that's awful.
it's only vaguely related to what you're talking about, running into a scene in a story that you weren't expecting to read. I don't think it is. I mean, you're reading for one thing, and you
Yeah.
can just go, ooh, I'm sorry I read that.
Yeah.
But that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a touchy subject, the whole labeling and rating stuff, and because who are your raters and what
Right.
agendas do they have?
And then you come in with banned books, right?
Right,
And
yeah.
then throughout history, these are all the banned books that have,
Yeah, but
have
many of them
school.
should not have been banned.
right.
So,
right,
like,
and then you,
who is, yeah, exactly. What is their agenda? Who is
Yeah.
the,
Kind of reminds me of Bob Saget. When you're looking at, I remember Bob Saget from like a Full House,
yeah.
but apparently he does a stand-up comedy routine that's a lot more racy.
Yeah.
The standard.
He was the host
Popular
of
figure.
America's Funniest Videos, right? Like, that's what I remember him from. He was like a childhood, like, my childhood memory of Bob Saget is a very wholesome,
and then
Yeah.
all of
clean
a sudden,
picture. And he's actually a pretty profane comic.
Yeah, so you can't always just look at what they've done in the past, because maybe that's just their segue to get into what you're going towards next. I think a lot of the rock and roll people, a lot of the rock and roll artists started out just doing country and folk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they,
you're right.
once they get an audience and people to actually recognize, okay, these are people with talent, then they start doing some of their own
And
stuff.
they rip their hat off, and it's
Taylor Swift, right?
Taylor Swift did that. Yeah.
I guess Beyonce did the opposite. She started and now she's kind of doing some country music.
Yeah. She
Dip
went.
their toe in the-
Yeah. I think it's pretty cool.
I
But
was
yeah.
thinking a book that I was reading that I didn't know what I was getting into when I read it. It was The Lovely Bones. So I've not read past the first chapter. The first chapter really bothered me badly,
Yeah.
horribly.
Just
Like,
thinking about, I've seen the movie. I didn't know there was a book actually.
I think the first chapter of the book, I heard that the movie sanitizes some of the things that the
Really?
book gets into. I haven't seen the movie.
But you do kind of just assume a lot. because
Right,
it was very
it's
creepy.
off screen. Well, in the book, it's on screen, and
Okay.
it's horrifying. And it's very seldom that I've read something that stops me that cold.
Really? Yeah.
Oddly enough, though, I was able to read all of it, and its first chapter is horrifying. Maybe because it's supernatural, or I knew it was
Could be,
fiction.
yeah.
The Lovely Bones is fiction too. I don't know. Any rate,
It feels like more
Oh,
real than.
I guess they're a really good author to
Yeah, if they
get
can
you that way,
trigger you
but still.
that profoundly. I got triggered
in
by
the
it.
first chapter. Yeah.
I don't blame the author, though. I know that a lot of people are into make sure you put a trigger warning on your story.
Oh yeah.
Because you have no idea what's going to trigger somebody.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard tiptoeing though too. It's kind of a. I am very grateful for the internet to just look up I think there's a service that just gives you a synopsis of any book out there.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
Oh, that's
That's
I mean, it doesn't catch every book,
Right.
sure, but if it's on the internet, I think it
SparkNotes?
can find it.
Spark-
Spark Notes, yeah.
SparkNotes does a lot of yeah.
Cliff
The
Notes.
classic ones, yeah.
I know there was a service by some Christian organization that would do that for movies for Christian families, so to know the kind of things that
VidAngel?
stricter. I don't remember
I think
what it
it's
was.
called VidAngel. Yeah.
But they'd say something like, "Is this suitable for children?" Well, it has this in it that it might have a PG rating, but there's this
oh,
if you don't
okay,
want your
that's
kid to
different,
see that, or something like that. I think it was mostly warning for
yeah. Gotcha.
parents.
That'd be nice with books too for teenagers. You just never know,
I think any kind of teenager shouldn't read this as a real invitation for teenagers to read it.
Yep.
Right.
They would seek it out.
No, that's true. You're right. You
Yep.
can't win
Why
with
is this
teenagers.
book
dang
banned?
it.
I don't know.
I remember that just made me think of a core memory of mine. The first Stephen King book I ever read was Misery, and I was and I was in 7th grade. I was in 7th grade. I just pulled it off the library shelf. It was in my school library. And
Why?
I know. But, I'm grateful for that. They assumed I was mature enough to handle it, I guess, or they didn't know it was in it. And, it was the first, I know Stephen King has his, he uses profanity in the books. There's a lot of, gore sometimes and murders and things like that. In that book, the main character's legs get chopped off or feet get chopped off. I can't remember which one. It's funny that I don't remember.
She breaks his legs or something? I think
She broke his legs in the movie, apparently,
Yeah.
Yes.
I read
but
it.
not in the book. The
Oh,
book,
okay.
she actually chops them off.
Huh.
Like,
I
he
read
does
the
not
book.
have
I don't
feet.
recall.
Am I remembering that wrong?
No, you might
Maybe
be
it,
remembering. It's a long time ago since I read it. I mean, it was a big Stephen
I was in
King
7th
fan
grade.
for a long time. I read all of Stephen King.
Well, I read it and I was like, give me more of that.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where I went with.
well,
But I
love
remember
that.
being like,
Love that for you, right?
I was just like, oh, this is the first book I've ever read like this.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'm pretty not
Leveled up.
standoffish. I'm trying to think of the right word. I'm kind of aware that horror kind of sticks with me a little bit. So I haven't read too many Stephen King books, but the one I did read was called The Walk.
Mm.
The Walk.
Or
I
The
don't
Long
think I've
Walk.
read.
Long Walk.
The Long Walk.
That's
And
a
I'm
movie right
so
now.
I know I'm so excited. We were just talking about kind of what would you call it? Not a routine, but like a thing that you do.
A ritual.
A ritual.
Yeah.
And here we are. I read this book and I'm ready to go see it in the movie theater. I don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
You read it?
Yeah, I
Sounds
read
like
it.
You read it. Yeah.
And I heard really good things about the movie, that it's more powerful even than the story. The story
Really?
is very powerful.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how they're going to obviously it's interesting.
Mhm.
But they're just walking. They're just.
That's the
Do
story.
you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's a game show. I don't recall the
So
set. Is it a
basically,
game show?
there's 100 people that can enter into this competition, and the winner gets every dream of his fulfilled ever. So,
Oh.
and I think it's only men that can compete, young men. And after you sign up for the competition, your only choices are A, winning first place, or death. So
Okay.
you have to walk a certain amount of miles per hour to keep up. Should I keep sharing this?
I
Am
mean,
giving
I
it
know,
away?
but
There's
do
no
it.
plot spoilers at this point. I mean, everybody, I think, knows the setup.
Okay, I mean, if you
Sort of
read,
like an early version of Squid Games.
Yeah.
so you keep walking at this pace that they have set, and if you fall back, you get shot.
Oh. Yeah.
Get your brain.
Gosh, there's
blown
something
out.
about that setup that just drives anxiety into my heart. I can't
Yeah.
watch Squid Games.
So they just
Oh, yeah.
walk and
I
walk
tried.
for day and night, and they sleepwalk, and they do
Wow.
everything walking, and yeah.
He wrote another one kind of like that called The Running Man, right?
That was like
Wasn't-
they're hunting him.
Yeah, but it was like a game show setup,
Right.
I guess. and
Schwarzenegger
like-
film. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think they just pulled criminals or something. Wasn't he a criminal?
He,
That
he
way they
was an
don't feel bad
accused
about it, and
criminal.
And they would fling them into the world, and everybody was able to kill them.
Yeah, it was
But
kind of like
somebody
a
won? Is that how you
lethal
remember it?
version of American Gladiator.
Yeah. Okay.
They
Yeah.
were trying to get to an end point or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyway, he had a
Yeah.
couple ones like that.
A
Cool.
lot of King stories read exactly like the way he says he writes, which is he's not a planner. So he just starts with a situation and says, let's see what happens.
Wonder where this
So
news
he's like
goes.
the kid that puts a spider and a bee in a fruit jar just to see, what's going to happen. And that's how he tells the story.
That's as accurate as far as all the books I've read of his. I
Well, I
guess.
thought The Dome is a perfect example of that. He just said, hey, let's just take an ordinary Midwestern town and put an impenetrable dome over it. What'll
I think there's a
happen?
movie on that one too.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
television series.
Television series, yeah.
Wanda, is that right? No,
No, that's something different. That's a
Is that Marvel?
WandaVision.
that's
That one
WandaVision.
was cool. I like that movie a lot. They did really good. with the special effects. Like,
But he makes that plotting work,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a great imagination, so
Yeah.
good for him.
I like that our lit gripes has just ended up into like,
I know, we're
we
just
love
talking
Stephen
about, we
King.
actually like reading, right?
I enjoy some Stephen King.
Well, he's one of the writers that I do fall into and can't stop reading.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'll read him
I couldn't
a
stop.
book I've read often, like just the short stories in Night Shift. That was the first Stephen King I read.
Mm.
So all short stories. That's where he started as a short story writer. He still does short stories, and they were all gems. They were just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It was very inspirational to write short stories, and I would go back to reread him to try to figure out what he was doing, and I'd get 5 or 6 pages into it, and then
You're
I'd
just like,
realize, God dang it, I haven't been paying attention. I just got
Right.
sucked into the story again.
Right, he's that good. He's that good. That's why, like after my experience with Misery, I just kept. My mom had a collection of his books too,
Okay.
so I just like kept pulling them off the shelf at home. And Mom was like, "Wait, you're reading that? No, hold on." Yeah,
Gotta start them young.
I've read quite a
Start
few.
the trauma young, right?
No, one of the short stories that I remember of his is that sticks out in my head anyway. I think it was a short story, The Langoliers.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
that short?
Yeah, it's
I
a
remember
short
it being
one,
kind of like short-ish.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my god, that was a good one. It's where these weird, like these people get stuck in this airport in the past or something,
Okay.
and then they realize that these strange creature monsters are about to eat the past, and they're stuck in it. But they can hear them, and they can like feel the air being stale, so they kind of know it's the past. It is so creepy.
Well,
Ugh.
It's-
stale air.
It's like
Sign
what
of the
happens to a
past.
moment after it becomes from the present to the past. And
Yeah.
the past has to get
Ooh,
devoured
trippy.
somehow.
Yeah, the past is getting eaten by these creatures that, like, I also watched a show that depicted these things too.
Mhm.
Like they made a video
Yeah.
or a movie of it, and so I get the description mixed up with the actual pictures that they portrayed.
Gotcha.
And I don't think they were described the way they were portrayed in the video. So, like they were just these weird spheres or something.
Yeah, there'd be an entire series of podcasts about film adaptation of Stephen King properties versus the book itself.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird. It's like anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway,
like,
anybody else
very
got any
strong.
more Stephen King lore?
That's all what I just shared is all I know of Stephen King because like I said, I'm a scaredy cat for sure.
Oh.
He announced he was going to retire like 5-6 years ago. I think he's put out 10,
And he
12
keeps coming
books
out with
since.
He can't
Yeah.
stop. He
No,
can't
he can't.
stop. He's like, I can stop anytime.
Yeah.
And he can't, obviously. Just gotta keep writing bangers.
Heck yeah, that's the way to do it. If you're good at, it's not like Picasso. You think Picasso, he like, oh, he's so good, and then he just kept going when he should have probably stopped. You know what I mean? Like, this
Probably
is his,
should've
like ends like at the end of his life, he was making works that are just kind of like, oh, are you sure this is the renowned Picasso, right? And it's like instead of getting there, I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe listen to
was his
feedback a
later
little bit.
stuff bad?
It was really bad. Have you guys seen? Have you guys? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know any of his good stuff that was good either. His early stuff didn't seem that good. It was all angular.
Yeah, so he hit his
You mean the squares guy?
the squares. Yeah, exactly. Right. He was doing some really good stuff. He got really famous, and then I don't know if the fame got to his head or if all the chemicals in the paint, did what they
Oh,
do.
that's possible.
And then at the end of his life, he was still like towards the end of his life, he was still trying to sell stuff and trying to do whatever, and it was not very good. In my
Oh,
opinion.
man. I didn't know
But-
that.
Oh, that's my nightmare.
Yeah. No, you're
Just
doing
Just
fine, Jim.
A creative life has a rise, a peak,
Yeah.
and you never know when the peak was.
Yeah.
I
Because you
I
just
refuse to
fall
believe
off
that.
the
I'm not gonna think like that. Nope.
I told you I have a lot of books about writing,
Yeah.
and I have one. It's about great artists who did their best work in their 70s and 80s,
I love that.
which I just think is
That's
really
that's the books I want to read.
cool book.
Yeah. It's a lot more left.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
You last time we talked about the anthology, you were sharing that you were at your 199th sold
Yeah.
works, and you hit your 200.
I
Right?
did. I'm
Awesome.
at 207.
207. Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
Man,
You're climbing really
No, it's been a good
fast.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've averaged 6 story sales for the last a year
Mm-hmm.
for the last 35 years, and I've sold 8 this year. So
Awesome.
I'm
Congratulations.
above average.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Very
My own
cool.
average.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Your peak is, still in the future, obviously.
You know,
Very cool. Well, congrats on that.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Don't downplay it. Yeah, it's normal. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome.
No, it's not normal.
It's not.
It's not normal
It's
at all.
really not.
It's just my routine. It's my habit.
Mm.
So I'm writing all the time. I submit all the time.
Totally.
I love your habits. I look up to them.
Oh, thank you. I think.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. One of these days, I will get around to writing fiction again. I just can't stop reading history and thinking about history and writing about.
It does
Food.
inspire you to write something else, right? Like the real world inspires you to draw something,
Yeah,
write something.
yeah. Or we could just be like Stephen King and find a spider and throw it in with a bee
Yeah,
and.
and see what happens. Have you read anything or heard anything lately about a real resurgent in sort of fan fiction romance?
I don't think
in
it ever
the
had an.
self-publishing world?
It's all online and it's been consistent. Have you
Yeah.
heard of Wattpad?
I don't know where it's coming from. I heard part of an article on NPR today, and the woman who was talking has written a lot of romance fan fiction that involves Draco and Hermione.
Yep.
Oh.
And
Yep.
evidently it's immensely popular, and at the conventions, romance conventions, which are like all conventions,
Yeah.
somewhat insane, but she's getting tons of attention, and other people are doing this sort of crossover too. And they talked about the snobbery that's often exhibited towards fan fiction, and this author was saying that J.K. Rowling had said something like that she liked that the world of her characters is expanded by this fan behavior. Now, I'm not sure that J.K. Rowling said that, and they might not have been talking about some other author in the fan fiction. I don't know. I feel a little bothered. If
It was a
off with
huge
one of
thing
my-
when I was in high school and middle school. Any teenager can get online and go super deep into a fan fiction. And so there's writings that are years long where maybe it's a routine that people have. They submit something weekly. And so I have a couple friends that have stories on there that they've been writing for 10 years, and they've gotten to a novel actually, but you submit it weekly, if that makes sense. A chapter a month that you can write, and people can follow you and can send you money actually if they want to see the chapter earlier.
Oh,
So
wow.
I could definitely see how it's accessible.
It's advanced since I was in high
Really?
school, but it was around. Like, we didn't have, we had like proto-internet when I was in high school, so there was not nearly as much of this to go find online. But we had like mailing lists and like email lists
And chat groups.
chat groups and boards and stuff. And
Nice.
it was all there then. Like, it never went away. Like, when you say there's a resurgence, I think maybe it's just more accessible.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the resurgence came from a big uptick in sales. Like, it's not looking at something that's been there forever and we just found it. It's raising its visibility
Okay.
because it's selling a lot. And
Yeah.
These authors, this author they were talking to has a lot of merch that she sells along with her. So, hats and they talked a lot about a hockey jersey that one of the characters in the story wears that you can buy on her website for like $130 for that shirt, and it's
Wow.
selling. And she goes to conventions and she'll have fans come up wearing that because they want to be in the world of her story, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
shirts, hats, recipes, things of meals they've made in the stories, just anything that you could sell out of the story, besides the story, she's
Heck yeah.
selling.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I mean,
It's quite a market.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of that happening with Star Wars too,
Oh, sure.
as the first trilogy came out, and we sort of ended with a romantic relationship starting with Han and Leia, and then a whole bunch of fan fiction came out about Han and Leia's relationship. the kids they had afterwards before the next trilogy of episodes 7, 8, 9 came out
People
decades later.
didn't want to like stop.
No, so
the
there's I got to read some of the audiobooks of that, but it continued on. There were several dozen authors who wanted a piece of that, and I think we're finally seeing that in the Harry Potter series as well.
Oh, yeah.
As
So
the
many.
as the movies and the books came out year after year after year for like 5 years, then the audience grew up with this. They've invested so much time. Now the audience are in those teenage years for the most part, and the pre-adolescent audience that is now just getting all 5 or 6 books back to back in one summer, then they want to go somewhere with it. But the Harry Potter world by J.K. Rowling, it's just expanded so much. People want more of it, and now they're just expanding like they have with any other big series. So it's just the next evolution of it, going to another age audience. I think that's the resurgence of the romance genre.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Makes
for
sense.
anybody that doesn't know about Webtoon, definitely check it out. There's a lot of beginners on there, but there's a lot of professionals on there as well. There's this comic called Lore Olympus, and it's a story of Persephone and Hades. And the artist is just really a pro, and you start from the beginning. It's been on there for years. They just got the print at Barnes & Noble. They're selling it there.
Oh,
But it started here on Webtoon, and if you're good at what you do, it can be a good starting point for many people that would do self-publishing. It's just a different way to do that. So it's pretty cool. If
And
you
this
don't know
is-
about Webtoon, check it out.
This is what you were talking about, where they submit chapter by chapter or
Yes,
something like
there-
that once a
This is one
week?
of them. This is one of them.
Okay.
You can put on the list or whatever to see the chapter early. And what's sad about that though is sometimes the writer will just stop.
Oh, yeah,
And
it's
I was
not.
so invested in this, and then it's
They don't have a contract to
halfway-
fulfill.
Right, right. So be careful
Ah.
who you invest your feelings
Aw.
in.
What have you thought of the quality of the prose?
So good. Oh my gosh, they could probably have a show. Like if they had a team, the writing is super good, the drawings are super good, and they might have a team already with the comic side of things. But a lot of the times, the one person is the artist and the writer.
This is a graphic
Yes,
novel series?
graphic novel.
Okay.
So there's graphic novel ones, and then there's just writing ones.
Okay, so some of
But
them
this one
have
I'm talking about is the
art with it, and
Yes.
some of them don't.
Yes.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
haven't waded into the fan fiction world much. I have sons, and they'll sometimes say, "Hey, Dad, you read this."
Yeah.
Where I have gone in, I thought the writing was just awful.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no directing you towards the
Right.
good stuff.
They do give you a chart. So these are the top 100 on this app. So probably the best written ones, the most well drawn, whatever it is.
Okay, so they kind of like lead you to the,
Yeah,
Better
for the
ones.
most part.
okay. All right, well, news to me. News to me as I'm like
Yeah, I'll send
reading
it
my
out.
history
I'll send
books
it.
about salt and my murder mysteries.
Yeah, you do. I feel like sometimes you have to, if you want to check out new stuff, you kind of have to get over some of the bad. Hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? You know, like the boring,
yeah.
Like, I think you're cute, or whatever. It's bad writing.
It's like peer-to-peer writing or something. There's a place for it.
Awesome.
There's a place for it.
But it's all free to consume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that has to be a big attraction. I walk into Barnes and Nobles because it's a curated
Right.
source of material. I mean, somebody
You trust that it's going to be
invested
good. Yeah.
money. It doesn't mean it will be, but
Yeah,
the
that's true.
chances are way better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
just
chances.
going online doesn't work. I'm revealing my boomer roots.
No, I think you
Okay.
just have highly refined tastes.
Yeah.
No, I just sound
You do.
old. I sound-
I can get past some bad writing too, and sometimes to my detriment.
Yeah.
I really want to know about a subject, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. I get what he's trying to
Sure,
say. I
sure.
get it, and I'm just, binge eating or something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's more like that. That's what it feels like. It's not like I have trouble tripping over bad language sometimes
Right.
because I want to know about something.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the whole publishing industry now is much more democratic. because anybody can get in. There isn't,
True.
the 6, 7 big publishers, and you've got to break through their editorial walls to ever see publication, or get ripped off by some vanity press. Now, if you have an urge to write and you're trying to find an audience, it's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Just be famous online. That helps effort.
Just be
We have a
famous
platform
online.
already, right? But, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. This has been Literary Gripes with High Desert Voices.
And the Western Colorado Writers Forum board members. We got 2 of them here. This has been so much fun.
Sweet. We'll see you next time. We'll talk to you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. We'll see you.
Thanks for having us. Bye.
High Desert Voices is the official podcast of the Western Colorado Writers Forum, a nonprofit organization based in Grand Junction, Colorado. The forum's mission is to foster a rich and diverse writing community on Colorado's western slope that invites participation from diverse cultures, customs, and life experiences. The forum hosts Writers' Night presentations at the Grand Junction Center for the Arts on the first Tuesday of every month, where local and national writers give presentations on their craft. Sign up for the forum's free newsletter and listen to all our podcast episodes for free at westerncoloradowriters.org.